Hello my friends and welcome to my studio. Today we'll talk about art books again. If you're new here, hi, I'm Radost and through this channel I'd like to share with you my art journey. So if you like art, consider subscribing. In my previous art book recommendations video, I've chosen to show you more books that are instructional in terms of teaching us how to draw. If you want to see these recommendations, I'll link the video in the description down below. These ones here are to fuel your imagination, your creative side, and if that's possible, to step into the shoes of the artist. But without further ado, let's get started. The first book I'd like to talk about is Vincent by Himself, edited by Bruce Bernard, and it's a compilation of the art and writings of Vincent van Gogh, whose art I highly admire. At the beginning, there is a short introduction to get familiar with the artist's life, and then the book is separated in sections, each of them showing a significant part of Van Gogh's life. In each section, the editors collected Van Gogh's letters from the certain period and some wonderful examples of his art. Most of the writings are letters to his brother Theo, and you can really sense the real friendship, the connection between the two brothers. And because of Theo and his wife, that we know of these letters today. He was encouraging his brother in pursuing his art ambitions and supporting him financially. But most interesting are their conversations about art, nature, and life in general. It was striking for me how the described emotions, struggles, and longings of this person are so relatable to what some artists and sensitive people feel today. And that passion for art is contagious. Let me read you an excerpt about passion and art. When I was in other surroundings, in the surroundings of pictures and works of art, you know how I had a violent passion for them, reaching the highest pitch of enthusiasm. The next book I'd like to talk about is Goya by Robert Hughes. And it's a study about the life and artworks of the Spanish painter Francisco Goya. He is one of my all-time favorite artists, and when I spotted this book, I couldn't resist buying it. This book takes you beyond the cliches of the mad artist and describes Goya with understanding and love, in my opinion. It's easy to read, and one of the main reasons for that is that the author is not scared to express an opinion. It's not just a combination of dry facts. You can sense the feelings, and that's won the game for me. It's separated in 10 chapters, each of them about a different period of Goya's life, and how his art changes due to the political environment. And with time passes, his artworks become darker and darker. Some say it's about youth turns to age or developing a late style. This is really well explained with an example of two paintings with the same subject but with 30 years gap between them. Inspiring for me was his persistence in following his path as he wins his place in Madrid when he was 29 years old. He expresses strongly opinion that the society needs change, leaving all the superstitions behind. He shows this through his paintings for those who can interpret them. Seriously brilliant read. And the next book is Street Knowledge by King Adz, foreword by Irving Welsh. And that's a colorful selection of artists, their inspirations and thoughts, the messages behind their art. This book is also highly visual stimulating, and you can spend a lot of time just looking through the complicated artworks. My partner, who was a graffiti artist, encouraged me to buy this book, and let me tell you, it was an eye-opener for me, as I am not that familiar with the street culture in general. The vivid descriptions of the streets of London are fascinating. You can literally smell, hear, and see the street. The artists are curated in alphabetical order with a short interview about what motivates them and the meaning behind their art. As art can be provoked by political or social problem, it can be a historical evidence of what is happening in the world around us. Some of them express strongly their beliefs, hiding their faces, living in a dangerous environment, but still making art. This was unexpectedly wonderful read. The next book is another gem I found in a charity shop, and is Klimt by Gilles Neret. We've all seen The Kiss by Gustav Klimt everywhere, from art prints to kitchenware, but I wanted to know more about the art of Klimt. In this book, you can trace the massive changes in art during the late 19th and early 20th century, the influence of the wealthy families in Vienna, the abundance and love for pleasure. You can sense them in the colors and poses in Klimt's art, his female figures, powerful, sometimes shameless and beautiful. We can sense the archetype of the superwoman, especially in Pallas Athene, where she is in shining armor and weapons. I love it. If I have to choose one quote from this book, thought-provoking and applying for this type of art, it could be all art is erotic, scandalous for back then, but despite all that, Klimt was a man of a few words who preferred solitude to society. The language in this book is a little bit heavy structured, but when you get used to it, it's real pleasure reading it. And last but not least is The Art of Darkness by S.Elizabeth. This book is perfect for everyone who is intrigued by the darkness represented in art, in exploration of our inner demons and nightmares. Brilliant book, asking the right sometimes existential questions and giving answers to some of them. The others just stuck in your mind to search for your own answer. This book is separated in 4 main parts, showing us where might these dark images came from. They are really well structured and go from inside out, as we start from the depth of human mind, then to the conditions of the body, till we go out and see the world around us, and the last part is dedicated to what's beyond. The first chapter explores the dreams and nightmares as well as some mental health issues. The second one leads us through conditions of the body and its mortality. The third chapter is dedicated to the darkness that surrounds us, the nature and its peculiarity. And the last one explores our interest in all that is above, gods and goddesses, monsters and forbidden art. Quotes straight to the point, vivid, wonderfully curated artworks and thought-provoking descriptions. I highly recommend it to those who are ready to look into the darkness in the mirror. these were my 5 art book recommendations. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye!